Hi, Kate. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very well. So, Kate, I saw you a few days ago in the simulator,
Yep.
and I found you very funny with your humor, and I decided to have this little interview with you. So, for the audience who's watching us right now, could you do a simple introduction, please?
Okay, so my name is Kate. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Wales and currently living in the south of France.
Amazing. So, so tell me a little bit about your previous educational background. Are you
Uh,
from the world of aviation?
Not at all. Not at all.
That's
My
interesting.
passions were business and sports. So
Well, that's too far away
it's
from the world of aviation.
completely the opposite. I studied international sport and business management for 3 years. So I
Mm-hmm.
have a bachelor's degree in this. I
Mm-hmm.
studied in the Netherlands, and then I've wanted to be a pilot for the past 5 6 years,
Wow.
but I wasn't sure that I was really ready for it. So I went to the Netherlands. I studied, and I thought, yeah, this is what I want to do.
But were you enjoying the business and
Loved
the
it,
sports?
completely loved it. Was
Wow.
having an amazing
See,
time.
that's not a normal story, right?
No.
So I've met a lot of students in my last 9 years, and this is extremely unique, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. Every time people ask me, how did you start the journey? It's the furthest thing from the normal, but it's going really, really well. I've made the best decision for
Okay.
sure.
All
I'm
right.
really enjoying it.
And which stage of the training are you in right now?
So I'm 6 months into the theoretical part of the ATPL. I have the last phase to take, and then I'm finished up with the theory. Hopefully, the end of June.
All right. Let's ask her the same question I've asked a bunch of other students as well. What's your what's the subject? Let me reword it, right? So, what's the subject you don't love the most?
GNAV. I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all knew the answer was gonna be GNAV.
Everybody's gonna.
Why do you think every other student? You're the last person I'm interviewing today.
Yeah.
And why do you think over the last few days every single one said GNAV?
I think it's difficult. It's different from the rest, but also it's not so useful. A lot of
Useful?
people, yeah, a lot of people will say you don't use it so much.
Wait, you mean like the high level calculations? You mean?
Yeah, once you begin your pilot career, it's a
Yeah,
lot of
that
people
is.
said it's the one you use the
But
least.
can I tell you something? I'm sorry, I shouldn't say this, but that's a problem with the YASA syllabus.
Yeah,
YASA really pushes you, but it's a good thing. You
Yeah.
know more.
yeah, it's
You
completely.
might not use it every day, but they expect you to be at a
Yeah.
very high level.
Yeah, it does. It tests you, and I think that it's good to be tested.
Like, for example, when I was in our academy in Australia,
Yeah.
and I've done my training outside Europe. We have other academies outside Europe,
Yeah.
and when I meet students there, the answer is most of the time airlo.
Really?
Yeah. When I meet students in the European countries
Yeah.
who are doing their YASA ATPLs, the answer is always GNAV.
Always GNAV. Yeah.
So there's a clear difference with the level of general navigation
Yeah.
knowledge being delivered in Europe compared to the rest
Yeah,
of the
but
world.
once you do it and you get good at it, it's quite a good feeling. And when you overcome it, it's.
No, but as I was just telling
it's
the
a
other
good
student
test.
as well the other day, once you've done a few cross country flights
Yeah. Then.
in real, then it makes sense.
But from this perspective, where most of us haven't even flown an aircraft yet, it's like, oh my goodness.
I mean,
It's
this
tough.
is something I would tell you and you guys as well. Yeah, I guess if you still haven't started your pilot training, it would be a good idea to do some glider flying.
Yes. Yeah.
Even a few TIFF flights, trial introductory flights.
Yeah.
That could be a good thing.
I came in with absolutely zero experience, and I just wished that earlier on that I'd pushed to gain more experience before I came.
I think this is something which I'm recently realizing
Yeah.
talking to students, and that's why my advice is also changing every few months.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for bringing that up, because
No,
this
yeah.
information could actually be quite helpful to students watching.
Yeah.
There might be people like you who are considering. Now, imagine someone's watching you right now who's in your situation, who was in business or
Yeah.
law or sports and stuff, and they're considering the world of aviation. Would you recommend them to choose this industry?
100%. Of course, it's not easy. You have to be prepared for a challenge. Of course, but if it's your passion, then I don't have to say much. If it's your passion, it's your dream, follow it, and do everything you can.
Did you try any pilot assessment tests?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, whilst I was doing my degree, every evening I was working through whatever I could find online to prepare me YouTube videos, any social media, the one thing that I missed, I didn't have the opportunity to do, was get in a plane and build some hours. But it's not the end of the world.
Sure, sure.
If you can't build those hours up before. I arrived here, my friends have their PPLs, and I built up a lot of hours very quickly.
Do you feel those friends who already had a PPL before they started the training with you, do you think they have a natural advantage?
Massive advantage.
Massive advantage.
Massive advantage, yes. But I'm not far from them. Because if you work hard, you can do
No, but
anything.
honestly, Kate, I met you a few days ago and I could see the zeal and enthusiasm in your eyes. So I think that's the big reason. If you're not passionate about this industry, don't even come close to it. My instructor told me, and I've said this over and over again, my audience has probably heard me say this 100 times: passion, persistence, and patience.
Yeah.
If you can bring these 3 P's to the table, you can be a pilot.
Yeah, for sure. It takes a lot of perseverance as well. For me, it's been, oh my god, I can't do this. So a lot of long days. But then you remember, you go on Instagram and you see a video of a plane, you think, okay, I can do this.
The other question I want to ask you is, where do you see yourself 5 years down the lane? I mean, where do you think you want to be?
For me, commercial, for sure.
Any particular airline which comes up to mind?
Not particularly, because I don't have one specific country in mind that I want to live in. For me, I'm pretty much happy to live anywhere within Europe.
So any airline would do?
Yeah. Well, obviously, the dream, I lived in the Netherlands, so somewhere like KLM. I would like to start short haul.
Okay.
Obviously,
Sure.
to
It's more comfortable.
to build a lot of hours, a lot of landing. It's a bit more exciting. A lot of things can go wrong, delays, little problems. But with the long haul flights, it can be you sit back.
And you're gone for a while.
Yes.
I mean, you don't come home very often.
Yeah,
right? So,
just to be exciting and whatever comes my way, of course, take it with open arms.
And I should ask you, what's your favorite subject out of all the other subjects you've done in the ATPL?
Principles of flight.
Wow, amazing, right?
Puff. I really, when I first started it, I thought, oh my goodness, what is this? But once you understand it and you do it every day, it's great fun.
All right. And for people who are struggling out there, a lot of students who are unable to join the pilot training industry because their parents don't believe in them, what would you say? How can they try to convince their parents to let them join this industry?
I think it comes within you. You've got to portray that it's your passion. Everybody that I met, that you can't be a pilot. In fact, I had a funny story when I was 15 years old. I told a teacher in school, I would like to be a pilot. When
Really?
I grew up. Yeah.
I had no idea what I wanted to do when I was 15, by the way.
I said to her, that's what I want to do. It was a career guidance teacher.
Wow.
And she laughed in my face.
Really?
And said,
That's rude.
let's think of something more serious, like a sports teacher.
Really?
So
oh my god! Do you have a contact? Is there a way you can contact her now?
Probably, but
I mean, you need to rub it in her face.
People like that, it's you just put it aside if it's what you want to do.
Wait, that's rude and that's wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
But wow.
But
Okay.
for me, I just use it as motivation. It was.
See, that's amazing, guys. If someone tries to shut you down, I was told I can never be a pilot by all my cousins and family members. It's all right. You don't hate them. I love those cousins.
No,
but I took that as a motivation. So that's amazing what you did.
That's where you can do it. Use it for motivation, and look at me now. I'm doing it.
Amazing.
So sometimes I go back to stories like that, and I think that's quite a nice feeling, and it just keeps you going until the end. But no, stick your mind to it.
Amazing. No, but seriously, in my experience, I've asked these questions to so many other students in my experience, and many of them have told me, actually most of them have told me that their families were against it. So I guess if your family is against you, welcome to the world of aviation.
It's normal.
It's normal.
It's normal. It's a big financial risk,
it is a financial burden as well. A lot of families might have legit reasons if they're unable to afford it. Yes, we feel bad. But if someone's telling you that you're not pilot material because you're not capable, don't let them shut you down.
No. It's a passion. It's more than a hobby.
And also financially speaking, Kate, I mean, I came from a family, my family couldn't afford it at all. I ran around, I went to 15 different banks in India. I struggled for a few months, but I was able to find someone. I was able to find a bank who was able to fund me for the training. So what I'm trying to say is that there's no blanket statement here. Even if you're financially unable to afford it, don't give up.
And also
go around, try.
Your age.
Yeah.
You don't have to come in at 17 or 18. It's not.
It would be
it's never,
great if
it's
you can,
never
but
too late. You know.
100%.
I came
100%.
in. I was 22.
I have students who join at 33.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just enrolled a student in Dubai branch who's 34.
Yeah.
Successful career. He is working. He's got a full software engineering life ahead of him. He's doing very well, and now he decided my father didn't allow me to be a pilot.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it now.
It's always.
So, yeah.
You'll find the right
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
If it's meant to be, you will always
Exactly.
find the
When
right
you're
time.
18 and 19, if you don't find the money, and if your parents are completely against it, and if you can't do it, try your best. If it doesn't work, then at the end of the day, you can wait for a few years.
Yeah. That's
Try again when you're a little bit more stable.
exactly what I did. I was 18 and I was, oh my god, everybody was saying, don't do it. So I left for 3 years, did something else, and I still had that feeling, and I came to it, and I haven't looked back.
What would you tell someone who's very comfortable in his full-time job, and he's making good money, and he's not sure if it's worth the risk leaving his good job?
Yeah, so I was exactly in that position.
Please tell us more.
I had a job in sports marketing, and I loved it, and I was comfortable. I had the best colleagues.
Wow.
I was, financially, I was about to be set up for the rest of my life. But do you want to sit in front of the desk all day and answer emails?
It's a very difficult decision.
For me, it was if I become a pilot, it's my hobby, it's my passion.
And how old were you when you made this decision to move?
21.
Wow. I know a lot of you guys who have messaged me in the past have asked me very similar questions, which is why I'm addressing these issues.
Yeah.
So you have a live example right there. She took the right decision. And definitely, if you're a female, I have to tell you, you don't have that same level of competition.
Also,
Female pilots are less than 5% in Europe.
Yeah.
Is what I've heard.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the world, European aviation industry surprisingly has
Yeah,
very low female
really
pilots.
low,
So if you're a female, you naturally have an advantage.
Yeah.
Every other airline
Yeah.
wants to show the world that we
Yeah.
have more female pilots than the other airline.
Yeah.
Right?
For me, it's nice to have that, but also you should. For me, it's yes, I'm female. Yes, I have the opportunity, but I want to be hired for my ability and
100%.
skills. But it's an
100%.
advantage, of course, and you should always utilize the advantages that you
But can
have.
I also tell you something from what the statistics say about female pilots, that they're more safer and better in multitasking. I'm a guy myself and I have to accept it. I've been flying Cessnas all my life, even as an instructor. Sometimes I get bored. I'm like, you know what? I know the checklist by memory. I'm like, I know it. Everything done. Let's start. But a female pilot, a female instructor I know, would have flown the plane 1,000 times, but she would still pull out the checklist, go through the rigorous checklist.
Yep.
This makes them more safer, and this makes them also better in multitasking.
Yeah, for me, I don't get why. It's just it's a checklist.
I think I've normally noticed that guys very easily get bored when you have to do the same things again and again.
Can be a bit difficult.
So there is a natural advantage as a female.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll definitely be hired for your merits, for your skills, not because you're a male or a female, but it's also good to know that because you are a minority and everybody wants to promote female. I think most of the academies are trying their best to enroll more female students because we don't have a lot of female pilots out there, right?
Yeah, there's a massive.
Congratulations on your big step.
Thank you so much.
I am so happy to see you in the uniform, and hopefully next time I come back and see you, you've got a few stripes on your shoulders.
Sure. Definitely. That's it's definitely gonna happen.
Thank you. Anything else you'd like to tell your audience before we close?
The thing that I always keep in the back of my head is when you're a pilot, you will never work a day in your life again.
Ooh, yes.
If you're doing what you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's the best way to end this.
It's a good way.
Thank you so much, Kate. Lovely having you.
Thank you so much.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. You can also get in touch with Kate. I'll tag her on the Instagram video below. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great
Pleasure.
day. Thank you.